called once. You don't answer, I'm on to the next. And that was it. Before Push Academy, I was one of those people.
Oh.
So long story short, I went in for one listing. There's 12 listings on the market now from one call. And my mind is still blown from the whole event. I get to use your teaching back on you. Are you ready? You coached us and you said how important it is for us to get in front of the seller. We know that if we don't get in front of them, they're going to get in front of someone else that might waste their time. So that same thing, it applies for you. You don't get in front of the people that need your help. They're going to go into the hands of someone that is not going to care.
I have never had someone talk to me and share with me like you just did. Cherry, you have changed the way I'm about to show up.
You always say, just that one more. And for me, that just one more was the game changer.
I just want to say to everyone, welcome to Push Success Stories. I'm here today with Cherry Bryant. I'm so happy to sit down and finally have a chance to talk to her. And we have so much to talk about. So what I really just want to get into first, because I don't remember the story, how did you find me and how did you find Push?
Rad, I'm going to be so honest with you. I don't fully remember. It was an email that came to me late last year. And I can't even, it was around October or November. And from the email, there was a link to join. I started to join, keeping my camera off, listening. But the more that I showed up, the more nuggets I got. And then when you announced the end of last year that we were going to have the January 1st, I can't remember what you call it, but like the all-day call session, That's when I made the decision to not only join, but fully commit for 2026. So
awesome.
It was through some God-sent email. I don't even know how, but I'm thankful.
If you remember, tell me, because I need to send that email out a million times. But if you remember, definitely let me know. And I guess my question would be, because there are so many people who know me, virtually from Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, and they have been burned by other coaches. So when they see the invite to join, even though it's free, their attitude is like, been there, done that. It's going to be more of the same. And I guess my question would be to you, what was different about myself and about Push that made you say, well, this is something I want to lean into. I actually see the value of turning my camera on and plugging in. Everything
about your approach was different. And I understand the mindset of those agents that they made the investments and they committed to a coach that didn't show up, that didn't care, that didn't put in the effort that you did. And it was your effort and it was your heart and it was your accountability and your transparency as well. It was like a combination of things that I was hearing you give to other agents before I even fully enrolled. So it was a combination of things, just listening.
I love that. But before you connected with me, what was your biggest challenge with, I know it was accountability, but what was the challenge there?
Oh, having accountability. So yes, accountability was my biggest challenge. And it wasn't just me holding myself accountable. It was someone else holding me accountable. I would literally say, like, Lord, if you would just send a drill sergeant my way with a blowhorn. But he sent someone that will whisper on Instagram and be like, show up. I can't remember what you were whispering, but there's some whispering post that you made. And I'm like,
I've done a few of them.
Okay, so it was the accountability, because you can have all the passion and the drive, but if you feel like fatigued, if you feel discouraged, you're not going to show up the way that you would if you were being held accountable. And then I also know something about myself is that I show up for myself. This is true now much more consistently, but I've always shown up for other people more than I've shown up for myself.
Understood.
So having that accountability, it definitely helps.
I'm the same way. I show up for the agents that I coach. Ask me the last time I went to the gym consistently like I should, right? So that is a new commitment I'm making, because I have to show up for me too, just like you have to show up for you, right?
That's right. Yep.
So when people hear accountability, I think a lot of times that's a turnoff, because they think drill sergeant, cracking the whip, and that type of mentality around accountability. That's not how I operate. So how is my approach Why has that been effective for you?
Because it's consistent and it's to the point.
Right.
It's clear.
Okay.
It's not, it's not confusing. It's
Okay.
direct.
Okay.
So I love the saying that you say, which is real estate is simple, not easy. It doesn't
Yes.
get any clearer than that. And I have been sharing that quote so much. So yeah, that's where your style and the way that your coaching technique, that's where it comes through for me. And I like to touch on something else as well too.
Please.
Because you mentioned people thinking that you need, like I said, the bullhorn and the get up out of bed and go make your calls.
Right.
That's what I thought I needed until I joined Push Academy. And then I discovered that wasn't necessarily the case. It's just having someone to say, hey, did you do your calls? Okay, did you get objections? Okay, did you overcome those objections? Okay, how did you overcome them? Those type of things. So yeah, it works perfectly.
Well, I love to hear that. And I want to say something before I get into my next line of questioning. I've had Push now for 8 years. And as I started to add more to it, there was Push, and then there was Push 1.0, Push 2.0, Push Essentials, and all these things. And people were so confused. They were like, I don't know what Push I need to sign up for. And then you entered into my world. And one day you said, by accident, you called it Push Academy, right? And I was like, Push Academy? Wait a minute. I like the way that sounds. And so I went through this whole metamorphosis and I changed the program. So now what I teach, my school is Push Academy, and there are different things that are under that umbrella, but I'm moving away from calling everything Push so that people aren't confused. So I have to give you guys full credit goes to Cherry for the name Push Academy. And thank you for opening my eyes to what it needed to be. And I feel like that's the proper name for it. And so I'm so appreciative of you for even having that slip and coming up with that name for me. I appreciate it.
Appreciative that the Lord allowed me to have it, because in my head, I could not stop saying Push Academy. Every time, you won't believe how many times I would go to speak about the training, the meeting, mindset meeting, and things like that. And I would re-record. And I'm like, wait, because I said Push Academy. And then one day I posted it, and then, well, actually more than one day. And it was just Push Academy in my brain. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful that it resonated, because for me, when you think of an academy where you join for structure, consistency, change, transformation, that's what I think of when I think of an academy. And this is 1000% it for me.
I love it.
For many others too.
I love that. Thank you again. So you are a faith-based person, and I love that about you. I love how you open your day with prayer and all the messages. You said your current state is, Jericho on the seventh day, if I'm getting that correctly.
Yes.
That's a faith reference. And can you tell me about the role that faith plays in your real estate and how that plays out?
Absolutely. Faith is the foundation of my success in my business. My belief in the God that I serve, in Jesus. I believe wholeheartedly that we are all here placed in whatever employment and situations for a purpose, and it's to touch other lives. We are not just here for ourselves alone. And I use that knowing and that belief to do everything that I do. So when I speak about being like feeling like the wall of Jericho on the seventh day, so the children of Israel were given a commandment to walk around the wall, to march around the wall. And imagine walking around this wall. The first day, nothing happens. Right. The second day, nothing happens. And they're tired and they're frustrated and they're discouraged. And you guys got to stay with me for a minute. But you get a D-Rad. So they are discouraged and they're tired, but they get up and they walk around. But on that seventh day, something different happens. And that wall, and they walk around the wall 7 times, and the wall begins to crumble and shake. And it begins to come down. Could you imagine? That's what I feel like. I feel like that I spent so much time in real estate doing what I know now to be busy work. Why? Because D-Rad called us out. And you have to be in the group to know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
For another day. But to do the busy work, right? So I was I was going to listing appointments. I mean, I'll drive 2 hours. I was going down south. I mean, I was going everywhere. I was, updating, what I'm trying to say, updating like my social media and, sending out emails and cleaning up my CRM and busy work. And here's the thing, the busy work that I was doing didn't equate to the listing appointments that I was going out to.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
So I just want to be really transparent with that. It was a ton of busy work. But then you get in a room where you hear people talking about their listing appointments, what they've been through, the work that they're doing, how they work. Like you got Ira with his, I'm still trying to learn it, DTD2. DTD2. I'm going to get it. And he's going through his database and you hear, other great people in the room. And then you with your knowledge and wisdom, and then you begin to have aha moments. So I realized for me, as I was having these aha moments, prayers that I had prayed begin to begin, not just they were answered, but they were highlighted. Like, well, this is why. This is why you're doing, you're productive, you're moving, but are you productive? Let me correct myself.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I began to see the shift in my business, I truly feel like Joshua, the wall of Jericho on the seventh day, where the resistance is coming down, where the frustration is breaking. Now, when things happen, I'm understanding. It's just like I'm not in this blind frustration of why am I doing the work and not seeing the result? I'm not doing the right work.
That's right.
So that's how I feel. Yeah.
Really quickly, are you hearing some feedback on my end, like vibration when I talk?
No.
Okay.
But if you hear anything weird, it's because I have these aligners. So
no, it was on my end, but I can cut this out the interview. I just want to jump in because I was hearing something, but I don't hear it anymore. So that's weird. Okay. So I love everything that you just said, and you mentioned being in the right room. And Cherry, here's what I know. There's a lot of people who listen to my content and they don't really engage. They feel stuck and they are afraid. And sometimes that invitation to join the room, they don't really understand the benefits of how your life and your business can change when you are in the right room around the right people, having the right conversations, just like you mentioned about Ira, right? You just brought that up and the importance of it. But what does being in the right room actually do for you? You've mentioned a couple things. Is there anything else you would share with someone that's been a little hesitant to step into the room, to step into the Push Academy?
Push Academy in particular, right?
Yeah.
So there's many rooms. I'm going to speak to Push Academy, which has been the right room for me. It has been a game changer in my business. And we always hear, get in the room, get in the room. No, don't get in the room. Don't just get in any room. Because you will waste your time. You will invest, you'll spend money, and you won't see the return on your business. What has been the difference for me joining Push Academy? And I just love saying Push Academy. I'm sorry.
I love to hear it. I love to hear it.
It has been not just the coaching and the accountability from you, right? CRO, Chief Reminding Officer. Guys, that's who he is. Okay, so it hasn't been, it just hasn't been that, but it has been community. It has been encouragement. It has been the nuggets when you have different of our Push Academy family members, right? So that's what I call them.
Absolutely.
Pour into one another or give their perspective. Or here's the deal. You can get stuck on a really hard call. Come in, present your question to the crew, to the team, and everybody is giving their perspective on how they would do it, what you could have done, what's the best thing to do forward. Okay, what's the next step that you should do? There's so much knowledge in the room. But for me, it has been a game changer. The accountability has been a game changer. The care has been a game changer. I didn't even tell you this part, or allow me just to share it now with the public. But I did have a moment of not feeling so good a couple weeks ago. D-Rad, you know that part? You would not believe how many people reached out to me. I had a few days in the hospital and I just wasn't good. So many people reached out to me. So many people reached out to me. I'm praying for you. I have not that type of love, and I'm going to get to it.
I love to hear that. I didn't know that, but I love to hear it.
I wanted to mention it on a group meeting. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to bring that aspect of me being in the hospital in detail and things like that. But I can share it now because I'm healthy and well, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
But the amount of care, genuine care. Someone reached out to me, can I have your address? I want to send you something. Another person reached out to me, I'm praying for you. These are the people that are in the group, genuine hearts. I had an issue with the deal, and that's just on a personal level, right? Where I was feeling terrible. And thank God, like I said, I'm well. But that's on a personal side of things. On a professional side of things, I had a property that was subdivided too small to be buildable, right? And it had a boat ramp that couldn't be accessed, and there was no apron from the road, all kind of things. And I didn't know what to do with it, but I was able to come into the group and get different perspectives. So when I talk about being in the right room, it is everything. And I'll share something else with you too.
Please.
Because of Push Academy and the accountability that I get in the room, I've learned how much accountability helps me to not just get on track, but stay on track. So I end up reaching out to a friend of mine who's an avid, she works out like all the time, and say, hey, I need you to hold me accountable for working out in the morning, walking 2 days a week. Something I've never done. She's known me over 10 years. But just the mindset of knowing how accountability affects you, now I get to take that to different aspects of my life. So it's huge being in the right room.
I love that. And speaking of being in the right room, something I really wanted to talk to you about, one of the rooms you were in inside of Push Academy was Live Call Lab. And I remember you calling in the Expire and the Expire hanging up on you. And the coaching around that for me, whenever someone hangs up on you, is to do what?
Call right back.
Call right back. Now, I don't think you called right back. I think it was the following week you called back. However, you did call this Expired back. And so this has been the story I've been sharing with everyone. So for the people who don't know the story, this Expired hung up on you. Most people would have said, oh, well, I called. I coached you to call them back. You called back.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
So can I rewind a little bit? Because before...
Yeah, rewind. You tell your story. Go for
it. Before Push Academy, I was one of those people.
Oh, okay.
I was one of those people. I called once. You don't answer, I'm on to the next. Mm-hmm. And that was it. And I did call back that same day. I just didn't get an answer that day. But I called back another day. And so I had a series of phone numbers for this particular lead. And the first number didn't answer, which I knew was the wife's number because she answered before. The second one didn't answer, but the third one was the husband. And he had this listing that just expired on the market. And he answers the phone and I do my spiel, my expired listing spiel. And he says, well, what do you think I can do differently? I'm like, I know we have to be careful. We can't make promises, but I'm like, what can I do differently? I could probably sell that property of yours if you give me a chance. And he tells me to come in. He sends me the address. I have my listing stuff that I have put together. I go to the property. I look up the property, and mind you, and I'm condensing it, right? I'm condensing the story. But the listing appointment, I tell him I can stop by your place at 7:00. I assumed that I was going to his house, but oh no. I end up going to his nail salon, which I said, okay, maybe I have it wrong. He's like, no, walk inside. So I go inside, and it's 7 p.m., guys. It was Good Friday. Was it?
It was Good Friday. It was Good Friday.
It was Good Friday. And the place is booming. I mean, it's packed. Okay. Everybody's getting their nails done and their pedicure. And I walk up to the front and I say, well, are you such and such? I'm here for an appointment. Yes, I am. Have a seat in the first station. So I have to sit down in a nail station. And I'm thinking that I'm waiting for him. His wife walks up and she's like, oh, how can I help you? And I'm like, well, I need a pedicure, but I'm not really here. I'm sorry, a manicure, but I'm not here for that. I'm really here to help sell your property. So he actually got away from what he was doing. They sat down there and I did my listing presentation for the property. Wow. Presented numbers and everything. In the meantime, there were these sweet elderly women, but they were looking at me like, girl, you better work it. You better do it. You better. So there was real pressure. Yes. There was real pressure to get the job done. But I presented, they signed with me. On the way home, I started hearing my phone. It's like ding, ding, ding. And I look at my phone at a stoplight because I'm here, I'm making sure everything's okay. And I'm seeing all these screenshots of the tax rolls. I'm saying, what is this? And I had bad for me. I didn't save his number as yet, so I didn't recognize the number. So I open it up. It's the same guy. And he's like, I need you to look into these too. So long story short, I went in for one listing. By the time that I drove home, he had sent 4 or 5, I can't remember, 5 listings. Yeah, 5 listings. And then by the end of the whole situation, he was literally trying to list 13 listings with me. One of them, we found out that a former business partner of his has sold, and there's 12 listings on the market now from one call. And my mind is still blown from the whole event.
I remember when you called me, and I remember that night, I was like, Shell, we got to toast the Cherry. We got to because we were toasting 5, and then you called me the next day and you're like, I got 4 more. And the next week you got 3 more. It was so incredible. They just kept coming and coming. Yes. And to me, it's like, that's the power of being in the right room in Push Academy. If you weren't on that call, maybe you would have called back, maybe not. However, you were coached to call back, and you did. And look at what happened from it.
So can I have another moment of transparency here? Well, first and foremost, when you and Michelle toasted and did that toast, it warmed my heart so much. You don't get people that genuinely celebrate you like that. And it warmed my heart so much. And you and Michelle celebrate like everyone for, who's new, who's been doing the, real estate a while. It warmed my heart. And I really wanted to share that. What I was going to say, I just completely forgot what I was going to say because that warmed my heart. So
it'll come back to you.
It will come back to me. Yes.
I guess what I just want people to understand is that a lot of times the reason they aren't having success is not that they're not making the calls. It's that encouragement to do more, to call back. And so everybody who was in that room with you, everybody who subsequently has heard this story, now they know what can happen if they get back on the horse and make that call, return that call. Go ahead.
So allow me to interject because it did come back. And that was the thing. It was the last call of the call session. It was just one more, that particular call session for Good Friday.
Right.
We were the alarm. So you play like the Oscars music, right?
Yep.
When it's time for us to reconvene. So before we reconvene, we hear the Oscars music. We know that whoever we're talking to, we got to wrap up the call. And I said, okay, I have a few more seconds. Let me just call one more. And I think it might have been approaching the Oscars music. And then I heard the Oscars music during the call. So that's what happened.
Okay.
But long story short, it was that one more call that I made. And you always say, just that one more. And for me, that just one more was the game changer. Yeah, for sure.
I love that you said that. And it makes me think of something that you always say. And I think this ties together. Okay. You put in the work. And one thing I always hear you say is faith without works is dead. Unpack that for me and for the people who may not know what that means. Am I hitting that right? Like you're prayerful about your business and having success, but that doesn't mean you can just sit back. You have to put the work in, right?
You absolutely have to. So allow me to dive into that a little bit because so many times we are wanting something greater. We want something more. And visually we can see it. But there's a certain amount of work and a certain direction and trajectory that we have to go in order to bring that thing to fruition, right? Mm-hmm. And if we don't do the work and the steps involved in bringing that thing to fruition, it won't happen. So we can have faith to move mountains and, we can believe for greater. But if we are not present, if we don't show up, if we don't make the calls, if we don't do the work, if we don't go door knocking, if we don't show up to the networking event, whatever it is, that's our form of work, then the faith that we are having to bring this thing to fruition, it is dead. It does not bring about anything. It doesn't bring the success that you want to see. So yeah, I operate in faith and I pray and I believe and I trust that not only is my business in God's hands, but the people that he will send to me that I have been created to help, right? That they will come. I believe that. But I also know that there is an obligation that I have to do the work, not the busy work, the
Mm-hmm.
actual logical work to bring about the success and the change that I want to see.
I love that. I love the way you broke that down, and I approve that message. Like I completely, wholeheartedly agree with that because I look at my life and all that I've accomplished, all that Michelle has accomplished, and all that we've accomplished together. We are very faith based. We pray and we acknowledge God in our lives and in our business,
Yeah.
and we show up every day and we're consistent in doing all the things we need to do to make that come into fruition. So I really appreciate that message. I love that. I love that.
I'm
Cherry,
thankful I could share it.
absolutely. If you were talking to an agent listening right now and you could give them a piece of advice, um, speak to the agent you were before Push, because a lot of people have not experienced me and experienced Push Academy. What's one piece of advice you would give someone in regards to plugging into the training that I offer?
Show up.
Show up.
Show up.
Okay.
And here's the thing. No one's asking you to come off of mute and answer 101 questions. No one's asking you what your numbers are and what you've done last year. We're so present in that group. It is so refreshing. We are so present in this group. My thing is, when you show up, even if you may not say anything at first, you'll begin to speak. You'll begin to ask because questions are going to come up. It's going to happen naturally. When you show up, you'll begin to hear. They say if you hang around the barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. So
I've heard that before.
Yeah, and it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth, because when you're in the room and you're hearing these nuggets and these gems, and you might have been thinking about something and someone else speaks up, your ears, you're receiving that. It's not going to go over your head. No, you're going to hear it, and you may not act on it immediately, but you have that knowledge to act on it. So show up and show up knowing that it is a space of encouragement, of love, of positivity, of knowledge, of good vibes and good vibration. It's just a really great space to grow in and to have community with other people and grow with other people. So that's what brought me here. I was showing up. There was some days that I was off the camera, feeling like crap. Okay, I'm just going to call a thing, blanket over my head, like one ear out. And I was listening. And then I began to, we're going to call a thing because D-Rad would be like, I need y'all to come off of, to turn on your camera right now. And I'm like, time to exit out and go on Instagram. That's what I did. And I know I'm not the only one. Okay. So I'm just going to speak up for everyone. But I began to show up. And then when I made the commitment, I began to turn on my camera and I began to prepare. And then and here's the thing, I began to shift. My mindset began to shift. Can I share something about this shift?
Please.
This shift doesn't just happen in real estate. So what we're learning is consistency. We're learning accountability. We're learning skills and techniques. Yeah, you get a FISBO he's a feisty one. You learn how to wrangle him. You learn how to handle him. You get an expired who has been, hurt by another agent. You learn how to have empathy and things like that. But you know what the core of it is for me? It's the qualities that you get to transcend into the other areas of your life, because that accountability doesn't just stay in real estate. It can transcend wherever you want, to fitness. It could transcend to studies. It could transcend, that consistency is the same thing. And showing up, it can transcend to so many different areas.
Very true.
So yeah, it's more than just it's just more, to me, it's more than real estate. These are like life qualities. And here's the thing, wanting it more than you fear it, which is so amazing.
Can we?
Oh yeah. So here's the thing. Your hat is your uniform.
Mm-hmm.
This is my uniform.
Bam.
I cold call, I put it on before I do the meeting. I put it on, and that's my uniform. And I get to work. But yeah.
I want it more than I fear it.
Absolutely.
That's it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so that was actually the inspiration for me volunteering at the International Christian Film Festival about 2 months ago.
How so?
I began to read the book. So I have D-Rad, I wish I would have had it here. D-Rad's book. There you go. This book is so powerful. So powerful. And I have read it. I have yet to do the hashtags. I'm actually going to go back and do the hashtags, but that's a little
Please.
story. And I need grace. But when I think of the book, wanting it more than I fear it, recognizing when you're operating out of fear, recognizing when you are hindering yourself, when you can feel that there's something greater, and then you weigh out how much do you want it, how much do you fear it, and then reprogram your mind to want it more than you fear it. And then having this shift of making a conscious decision that I'm going to pursue this thing, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to operate this way, I'm going to show up because I'm not going to allow fear to be a hindrance. It doesn't mean it goes away fully. And eventually it may, right? But it means that you learn how to conquer it and operate with what you have already in the inside. So, yeah.
I love that. It's what I always say. You learn how to get comfortable feeling uncomfortable. And then before you know it, you're comfortable, right?
That's it. That is it. Yep.
Okay. So I like to ask this question, and I love everything you said about push and why someone would join. I'm human. I don't believe I'm the perfect coach. I don't believe Push Academy is the perfect coaching program yet. I'm building it and growing it and changing things. And so I guess if I could ask you one thing that you feel I could do a better job at to be a better coach and make Push a better program, is there anything that you have in mind? And I'm here for the feedback. I love it because it's not my program, it's everyone's program, and things that I can do to make it better for you makes it better for other people. Is there anything that I should change or work on to improve?
Yeah, you need to brag more.
Brag more.
You need to share the success of your students, of your mentees. You need to share. You need to put it on your page. You need to have people record, hey, I'm in D-Rad's Push Academy, and let me show you what I've done or whatever. You need to repost it. You need to brag more. We appreciate you being humble. Bless you, right?
I don't know why I have such a hard time with that. If I have so many wins in this community, I could talk about it every day. And I don't know what keeps me from doing that. It is a weakness of mine, something that I need to improve on. And I can't tell you why I don't feel comfortable doing that. I guess I don't want people to feel like I'm using them to grow, and yet their win is my win because I helped them win, and I should feel comfortable doing that. I don't.
No, I appreciate your transparency and honesty. So how about this? I can't see how a person would say you're using them to whatever when you are like the catalyst for the shift and their change. So you're just stating a fact. You get what I'm trying to say? I appreciate that, but do you not see the importance in sharing the wins?
I like what you just said, the catalyst for that. The way you just served that up to me makes me appreciate it differently. Wow.
Good stuff. Okay, awesome.
All right, I'm gonna make this commitment, and I'm not going to quantify it yet because I'm going to be more purposeful about sharing the wins. And I think your recommendation, and maybe I'll start with you, is I'm gonna send people a message like, do a 30-second video and just tell people what you get from it, because I know. Again, people have had negative experience with coaches, and the coach can say anything about why you should be part of it. It hits differently coming from the people who are experiencing it. So I will do a better job at that.
I love that. And there's actually a verse in the Bible that speaks about the testimony coming from other people. Okay. And I need to pull up that verse.
Pull it up because I want to hear it because I'm not familiar with that. And I need to hear this message. And thank you for that feedback, because that is something that I have struggled with, and I know I need to do a better job about it.
Okay, so there's two scriptures that I actually want to read, okay? And one is, they triumphed over him by the blood of the Lamb and by word of their testimony. This is Revelation 12:11. The word of the testimony. When we experience these things, we have to testify and share. In this case, it is speaking about us triumphing because of the blood of Jesus and the word of their testimony as a confirmation. And in this case, and allow me to share also as well too, I hope that you feel peace when you hear this, okay?
Okay.
Give to everyone what you owe them. If you owe taxes, pay taxes. If revenue, then revenue. If respect, then respect. If honor, then honor.
Mm.
You should feel no heaviness or no weight about anyone recording a 30-second video to say, let me tell you how my coach has changed my life. Let me tell you how my coach has changed my business. Because in a sense, that is them giving you honor.
Wow.
And you are receiving that honor. You're not being boastful. You're not being braggadocious. You're not doing any of those things. You can still be humble, but you can receive honor. Okay. And also share. And then, oh, this is going to be awesome. I get to use your teaching back on you. Are you ready?
Give it to me, because I'm loving what I'm hearing so far. Give it to me. What you got? What you got?
You coached us last week. Was it last week? Yeah, last week, because today is Wednesday or Tuesday. Can't remember.
Tuesday.
Anyhow, it's been a blur. Thank you. Oh. You coached us, and you said how important it is for us to get in front of the seller. They need us more than they know.
Yep.
We know that there are agents out there that don't care. We know that you see where I'm going with this. We know that there are people that will waste their time. We know that there are people that will not put in the adequate amount of diligence or anything else. And we know that if we don't get in front of them, they're going to get in front of someone else that might waste their time and not even close their house, not even sell it, not even give the amount of effort, right? So that same thing, it applies for you. It applies to the fact that, you know, if you don't get in front of the people that need your help, the people that should be in the community, the people that may be out there that feel lost, they may feel alone, because I felt like I was an agent on an island. I felt alone. The people that are not getting the training, they're going to get a coach. They're going to go into the hands of someone that is not going to care, someone that's going to talk to them harshly, someone that won't be able to deliver the instruction, okay, with the thoughtfulness and the directness that you do. So you can't have no weight. If anything, you should feel more obligated, because that might be somebody that you're assigned to. I'm sorry to say it, but it is what it is. Yeah.
I have never had someone talk to me and share with me like you just did, and you just reframed everything in my mind about how I need to show up. You may not know this, but I've been struggling with like the amount of content I put out. And so I took this challenge just yesterday, and you may have noticed it. I challenged myself on the page that I don't really post on to post over 50 videos in one day. And yesterday I posted 60.
Wow.
Just to go through the motions of getting content out, because I feel like more people need to hear it. But now you just gave me why they need to hear it, because they're better off with me than with a coach that's not going to serve them right. Just like sellers are better off with you guys, because you're going to make it about them and what's important to them, not about yourself. Yeah. Just hearing it, Cherry, you have changed the way I'm about to show up, because now there's an obligation for me, and I'm doing them a disservice if I'm not putting out the content and showing them why they need to be in the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? I'm so hyped up right now. You don't even know. I'm about to do a video right now. I am. Thank you for that. I needed to hear that, because I've been looking at it the wrong way, and you completely reframed the way I look at it. Wow.
I'm thankful. Wow. And I get, but did you hear how I prefaced everything that I said? This is what you taught us.
I know. That's the thing.
Isn't that crazy? This is what you taught us, but do you see how it applies? What? Not just in real estate.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can go have this conversation with a nurse and they say, my dear, if you don't take care of that patient, there's going to be another nurse that comes on the next shift that's not going to shave their hair. That's not going to change their bedpan. That's not going to change their linens. There's going to be, you have to make sure that you're available and you can apply this to anyone. If Mr. Lawyer, if you don't take that client, the next attorney might not represent them as well. They might be in hot water. You can take that way of thinking, and I'm happy. And look how that played out.
All right, Coach. I'm still calling you Coach. Coach Cherry. Dang. Like, you don't
So
know how I
yeah.
needed to hear this, and I didn't know how I needed to hear this until I heard it. And can I just say, well received? Like, I couldn't think of a better way to wrap up this interview than you pouring into me using how I pour into you guys.
Yeah.
What? Okay. I accept that assignment, and I am locked and ready. I'm locked in. Wow.
Oh, right. Oh, I'm
Wow.
thankful. I'm so thankful. And I'm thankful to even be able to be in the room to share. And I tell everybody, I feel like I am Thanos. I get so many gems.
Collecting your rings, collecting your rings.
You gotta get them.
Well,
So
keep
yeah.
showing up and keep being you, because, as much as I brag on you and what you're doing, you see how you're touching people just the way they reached out to you, and you
Yeah.
bless so many people just by showing up, and your mindset and the way you speak and you talk about your faith and how you encourage people. High tide raises all the ships, like I always say, and I'm not the only ship, so are you. Like, we're all raising other people around us, and I appreciate you being part of the academy. Love it.
Thank you so much. Can I share just one last thing really
You sure
quickly?
can. I'll let you wrap it up. Please go for it.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
So what I want to share is actually something that's been a message that's been coming to me very frequently. It started
Hmm.
out when I started with Push Academy. I was in reading the Bible, the book of Joshua, and
Okay.
preparing to cross over to the promised land and things like that, and the wall of Jericho and things like that. But in this season, and I know a lot of agents will be able to understand me when I say this, I've been heavy reading into the book of Nehemiah, where
Mm.
Nehemiah feels compelled to build the wall of Jerusalem. And he gets the okay, he starts building the wall. But as he's building the wall, he's getting all of these distractions. He has people telling him they need him to come down, they need him to do this. They're trying their hardest to distract him. And he says, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. And this is the way that we have to approach our business, brick by brick. Every phone call that we make, every FISBO we reach out to, every door knock, it's an action, it's an action step towards the business and the success that we're trying to build. And if
Yes.
we allow the busy work to distract us, the busy work is the person in the Bible that was trying to get Nehemiah to come down. It was several of them.
Hmm.
And what we have to do is we have to remain focused on the task and keep building. So if I can give a word of encouragement to my fellow, I want to say fellow realtors, but fellow people,
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
whoever's watching this, to continue to be encouraged, operate in faith, know that you have the ability to do anything that you put your mind to. And then here's the kicker: show up and don't stop. Keep going, keep building. And when the distractions come, you put the distractions in the proper place and let it be known that you are doing a great work during your 9 to 11 cold call war room hour. You have to talk about the war room, D-Rad. Your
Oh,
9 to 11 war room, your prospecting, you're doing a great work. You cannot come down. You can do the busy work after 12 and after 1 o'clock, but stay locked in and focused as best as you can and get yourself in the right room. And we welcome you, like, to come into Push Academy. So
definitely
thank you.
welcome there with open arms. And I've been in
Thank
that
you
war
so
room.
much.
I was in there today making phone calls, and
Yes.
just, I love that we have this space where from 9 to 12 we can get on and make calls together. I wish I had that when I started. It's
Yes.
encouraging to know, like, when you feel like giving up, it's like, I can't. I got 10 other people watching me, and I got to keep going. I need to keep going. My why is big enough than this fear or distraction that's pulling me away from making the calls. And you just keep showing up and you keep going. And it's funny how success comes when you don't quit. You just got to keep
Yes.
going. So I love that.
Well said.
Cherry, thank you.
You're
You
welcome.
blew my mind, and you will see that what you said resonated with me based on my actions. I can say anything. I'm going to show you that I heard you loud and clear, and you'll see it.
I love that. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the opportunity. Thank you for receiving what I said. Thank you for allowing me to speak your words back to you, which is crazy, but what a
Yeah,
blessing. And I'm really hoping that this will encourage some agent that is stuck, that feels alone. You don't have to be alone.
you do
Keep them
not have to
playing.
be alone.
Check it out.
Thank you. What a great interview.
Well
That was
said.
fantastic. Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you. So I normally edit these on my own, and Michelle has hired this editor for her podcast that has blown my socks off. And I think I may see if he will edit this because it will be so great the way he edits. So we'll see. We'll see.
I love it. I'm excited to hear. Now, I don't know if I should, I'm like, I shouldn't tell you that.
What I would say you got to go with your gut. If you feel like you need to wait, then wait. I'm not going to pressure you, but it's up to you.
I'm going to wait. I'm sorry.
Make me wait. Make that anticipation just kind of like, what is it? What is it? Your spirit is telling you to hold off, so you got to listen to that.
That is so true. Yes, yeah. I will be obedient, but it's so awesome. It's so awesome. Okay. There's multiple things that are happening that are awesome. So
fair enough. Well, thank you for always looking out for me. Thank you for always pouring into our community. But more than anything, what you said to me today is what I needed to hear and what I've been struggling with. And that's why I did that freaking exercise yesterday, making all those videos, because I'm like, I need to start getting this out to people. And I was in my head about how it was going to be received, but I'm doing them a disservice if I don't. I needed to hear that.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Okay. We will talk. You go wrap up your day. I'm going to go, and I think I might take a snippet of what you said and might make a reel about it tonight. I'm just so inspired. I'm like, my brain is going like, I got to share that because it's just, it unlocked something for me. I felt it on the call with you where I was like, that part. That's why I need to be doing it. And stop worrying about, I only got 200 views. Maybe in that 200, the one person who needed to hear it heard it. I don't have to go viral, and it doesn't have to do 20,000 views. It's just put it out there. Keep talking about the right things. The right people will find it.
Yes.
I'm hyped.
Awesome. I love it. Okay. Well, I will let you go enjoy your day, and I will see you tomorrow, right?
8:30, accountability.
Yep. 8:30. Take care.
We got a new lady in there. I met her today and talked to her, and she signed up, and she's from Baton Rouge. So we're building slowly but surely. My goal, I have it written up here on my board. I don't know if you can see it, but we're at 510. My goal is to get us to 550 by the end of July, people in the community. So I'm working it one day at a time.
And I will share with more people too. So
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You'll get there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.